Hey guys, welcome back to 90s Kid, and it has been 6 months since I recorded the last one. This is one of my favourite series to record because it's dedicated to, of course, the 90s, my childhood nostalgia, and I have got a very special episode for you today. You already know what it is by the title. However, in order to feature this on a 90s Kid, we have to kind of cheat a bit because this goes back all the way to 1978 when the character of SuperTed was created by a fellow Welshman, Mike Young, to help his son overcome the fear of the dark. I think it's basically along the lines of his kid was scared of the dark, and he told him that his teddy bear's scared as well. But whenever he's scared, he whispers his magic word, becomes a superhero, and then he's no longer scared. And just by that simple idea there of him helping his son overcome his fear, the character of Super Ted was created in the late 70s, like I said. Then through the 80s, it went up, and Mike Young would write apparently over 100 Super Ted books. That's a lot. I think they were illustrated by Philip Watkins. And then the show would later become an animated series. But before I get into that, I want to show you guys some of the books I've got. So, basically, before we go into the books, let me tell you a story then. So the idea was that Super Ted was a teddy bear created in the factory. He became defective, so he was just going to be thrown out. Spotty is an alien who visits and brings him to life using cosmic dust. He then takes Super Ted to Mother Nature, who grants Super Ted powers to become a superhero every time he whispers his magic word. A word, by the way, that we never find out what it is. So it keeps that mystery there. But what happens? Super Ted is like a normal teddy bear, and then when he transforms, he's wearing a red costume, he's got a red cape, and he's got yellow rocket boots. I would love to have rocket boots. Imagine the fun you could have with that. And him and Spotty then basically patrol the Earth, fighting the likes of Texas Pete, Bulk, and Skeleton. So every new episode, new story, it's kind of like a new adventure. You obviously know who the villains are, they're repetitive. You know Super Ted and Spotty. And yeah, we'll get more into that in a minute. I want to show you guys the books first. Okay, so when I was a kid, I remember having two of these books, and I think this might be one of them. So they're quite small books, look. We've got Super Ted and the Gold Mine, and I think it gives you the same description on the back of all of them. Basically, Super Ted is an ordinary bear. He is a teddy bear who can change into Super Ted by whispering a special secret word that only he knows. Whether at home in his tree house deep in the forest, yeah, that was right, he had his hideout in the forest, little wooden tree house. Me and my friends as kids always wanted to create our own kind of tree house. That would have been amazing. I've actually seen one somewhere as well. I was traveling to fellow YouTuber Indigo's house a couple of years back now, and I was going down this one road, kind of in the back of nowhere really, and this caught in my eye going past one of the back gardens. There's a tree house, and a proper professional tree house up in the tree. I was like, need it. Anyway, going off topic. Whether at home in his tree house deep in the forest or up in his space station orbiting Earth, his main mission is to protect children, animals, particularly from the schemes of the evil Texas Pete and his bungling cronies Bulk and Skeleton. Kind of reminds me of Bulk and Skull from Power Rangers, you say that, Bulk and Skeleton. It's quite clever. Super Ted and his friend Spotty Man must try and outwit the terrible trio. Super Ted stars an exciting new television series. Now you can follow his adventures in his further series of magical tales. This was 60 pence back in the day. Do you remember that? So Super Ted and the Gold Mine, Super Ted and Bulk's story. So there's the character of Bulk there. Super Ted and the train robbers. So there you go, you've got Spotty Man, Spotty in the background. I've got a double of that, so I might be giving that away. Super Ted and the Pearl Fishers. Super Ted and the Inca Treasure. Now, it could have been that book I had. It was either the Gold Mine or that one. It's very similar. Super Ted on Planet Spot. I think that is where Spotty comes from. Oh, look at the back of this one. I've never looked at this. It's got a stamp of a teddy bear. That's cool. Basically, only had, like I said, 2 books as a kid of these. But I bought these recently, 2 bundles off eBay. That's why I've got some doubles. But I thought, well, this is so nostalgic to me. I've got to own some. Super Ted and Stolen Rocket, and you can see Texas Pete Skeleton and Bulk in the back of that one. Super Ted and the Elephant's Graveyard, ×2. So that could be another one I give away. Super Ted and the Giant Kites. There you go. They're doing Super Ted's kind of mission for him there, taking Bulk and Skeleton away. Super Ted and Tex's Magic Spell. You know, if you did want to collect these, they really don't take up a lot of storage, how small they are, so that's quite good. Super Ted and the Creepy Castle, and Returns to Creepy Castle, because the 2 I want to show you about now are a bit older. And we've got Super Ted in Creepy Castle, and I want to show you this because this is apparently the original design of Super Ted, or like the old design of Super Ted. So there you go, blue costume, red cape and boots. Let's have a quick look how he appears inside the book as well. There you go. Looks like, what's he taking his eye out there? The door, trying to break in the door. Knock, knock, no reply. He flew at the door at super speed. Bash, the door burst open. Looks like he's rescuing some kids there. And then Super Ted and the Lost Ponies. There you go. Oh man. Yeah, and this is the first time I've ever seen Super Ted in this design. So I'm guessing these are the older books. Because I discovered Super Ted when... could have been nursery, could have been primary school, could have been before that when I was watching it on TV. But I remember a lot of me and my friends in school loved Super Ted. We would talk about it quite often. And of course, we all knew the animated series. So before I go any further, should we check out the intro to that series? Because it's so nostalgic.
This is a story about an ordinary teddy bear. When he was made, they found something wrong with him and threw him away like a piece of rubbish into an old dark storeroom. Then, from outer space, a spotty man brought him to life with his cosmic dust. He took him to a magic cloud where Mother Nature gave him special powers. That bear became Super Ted.
Okay, so the animated series ran, actually, I've got some notes, from 1982 to 1986 with 36 episodes over 3 seasons. And like I said earlier, each episode is a new adventure, but you'd always have Super Ted and Spotty. Sometimes Spotty's sister, what was her name? I'll put it here somewhere. Fighting the likes of Bulk, Skull, Texas Pete, Bulk and Skeleton. I'm getting back into Power Rangers Bulk and Skull again now. Met those 2 actors before. Great guys, great guys. Yeah, in different adventures. One of the other books actually I remember having, I don't know if anyone in the comments can let me know the name of this book. All I can remember is that they were fighting on top of a reservoir at the end, and I think like Texas Pete, Bulk and Skeleton were on logs and they ended up in the water after Super Ted defeated them. And that's the thing about this series as well, because it's aimed at kids. There's not like a lot of violence in it. When this was produced, Mike Young decided not to go to like London or any of the popular big production companies. He wanted to create his own, so he created something called Serial Productions, as SIRIOL, I believe that is. Yeah, to give jobs to more local people. I think that was really awesome of you. Well done, Mike, if you're watching this, and thank you, by the way, for creating Super Ted and bringing so much joy to our lives as kids. And clearly, I'm still happy about Super Ted now. Still love it. Yeah, so you had the animated series there, and he didn't want, because he created his own production company, they didn't want like a lot of violence, because there are a lot of old cartoons, especially from Japan, like with Marine Boy, you can see in the background here. Over there. There is quite a lot of violence. Fans towards kids as well, because he's the main hero, but he gets like smacked on the head with like wrenches and pipes sometimes, and you know, the Super Ted took a whole different kind of look at the violence and how they would easily defeat Skull. It might be like mild peril, but there wasn't like a lot of anything that would make parents go, oh, watching that. So it became really popular, I think, with kids as well as their parents. So like I was saying, in primary school, we all loved it. And I can remember especially um, the safety video, public safety film that was produced, sponsored by the Green Cross Code Man. And it was all about safety crossing the road, what to do. And I remember being shown this in primary school. I think we all sat in the hall, yeah, watching this video of Super Ted, because Spotty was a bit, he wasn't very aware, and he would just like literally try and step onto the road, Super Ted would have to pull him back or save him, and yeah, so then they created a safety film for kids because Super Ted was so popular, which shows Super Ted helping Spotty cross the road. But what I did not know was that the location of this, the public information film starts on Earth, then it moves to Earth. Starts in space, sorry, then it moves to Earth. With Cardiff Castle and Castle Street aside being used as the location. I did not know that at the time. And when I was researching this, I was like, what, really? So I looked on YouTube, I found a clip which I'll play for you now. I'm playing full, I just played a bit of Cardiff Castle. And yeah, it is that place. So, because I, growing up there as well, Cardiff's my local kind of town, city even. It's great to see that, so that's cool. So yeah, without further ado then, let's go and check out that safety film.
Super Ted, where are we going?
To the planet Earth.
Well, that's a long way to go just to teach Spotty how to cross the road.
Yes, but it's the best place to learn. Earth has the worst traffic in the galaxy.
Yes, it's got the worst people in the galaxy, too.
Now, Spotty, first find somewhere safe to cross where you can see clearly both ways. Not behind a bus, Spotty.
Oh, sorry, Super Ted.
When you're ready to cross, don't stand too close to the edge of the road.
That's better, Spotty.
Then you must look both ways and listen. If there's anything coming, you mustn't try and cross. Then when you're sure that nothing is coming, walk carefully across the road.
Don't run, Spotty. You might fall over.
And all the time you must look and listen for traffic until you are safely on the other side. There you are, Spotty. Can you remember all that?
Oh, yes, Super Ted. Spotty brains are the biggest in the universe.
I think Spotty heads are the biggest in the universe, too. Well, if you remember those rules, you will be safe crossing the road anywhere in the universe. Remember, I can't be there to save you, especially on the planet Earth.
Okay guys, I think that's enough from me for the time being, so here are some of my friends to share their memories of Super Ted.
Super Ted! Alright, it has been a long time since I've seen Super Ted. Most of my memories are actually from, I'll show you here, this VHS tape called Children's TV Favourites. I used to watch this over and over again back in the day, and we've got Super Ted right in the corner there. And so every time I think of Super Ted, I don't know if it's got the name of the episode. Hey, Super Ted and the Stolen Rocket Ship. That's the one I remember the most. Yeah, the only thing I really remember, because like I said, it's been many years, is Texas Pete and his two mates, the skeleton and the fat guy, Bulk, is it? I can't remember what his name is now. But they're in a ship floating around, and then Super Ted goes and gets them. It's kind of like this. It's one of those ones where I just watched it a lot when I was a kid. I've just got these little pictures in my head of all the episodes and stuff, like memories of them. But I really like Super Ted. I remember running around my grandma's house with, I think she had these like sofa covers, and I used to tie them around my neck as a little cape, run around the house pretending to be Super Ted. And I also took Super Ted multivitamins. Because I think there were Flintstones vitamins, there were Super Ted vitamins. I'm sure there was other vitamins of different characters, but I had Super Ted ones when I was a kid. And I do remember when I was really young, I must have been like 3 maybe. And my mum, I've got vague memories of it. But I remember my mum telling me that she heard a big crash about 6 o'clock in the morning, and she came downstairs to see me standing on a drawer that I'd opened to climb up to get the Super Ted vitamins that were like really high up, and the bottle was glass, So so I dropped it. The glasses smashed all over the floor, and I was just about to step into all the glass until my mum grabbed me. So yeah, I really like Super Ted. But yeah, like I said though, I've only got vague memories of the episodes because I did watch it a lot, but it's been so long. I really should get back onto it. And I did have this little plastic figure of him that I used to carry around with me quite a lot when I was a kid as well. It's one of those, again, just very vague memories. I had a Smurf figure and this Super Ted figure, and they were really solid rubber or solid plastic figures. I used to play with those two quite a lot. But yeah, so sorry there's not a lot of Super Ted memories. He's just one of those characters that I loved when I was really young for like quite a bit, and then just kind of left behind and forgot about a bit. But the intro's really good, and I do have nice memories of running around my grandma's house pretending to be Super Ted and stuff. But it's for the cartoon, I've got vaguer memories than I have of just pretending to be Super Ted, sorry, or having the vitamins. But overall, Super Ted is awesome. And yeah, I really liked it as a kid. I should get back onto it though. I'll do that now. I've got the video right here. Let's go.
My SuperTed memories. Good question, Aris Madman. I said always used to remember to get home from school. I'm sure, I think it was on BBC One. Sure it was on BBC One, but anyway, it's been about 6, 7. Remember to love getting home from school and put in. There he is. There he changes there, SuperTed. I always used to think to myself, what is he taking off? Is it a coat? Is it his skin? How is that underneath? And then if he took that off, would there be another one underneath? So, God knows. Weird thoughts used to have as kids. Also remember as well, I used to go down to a video shop a lot. And it was, I think it was 20 pence or 25 pence. And I used to rent SuperTed out on VHS. I think I used to get like 4 for £1. So yeah, it was 25 pence. I used to get SuperTed, He-Man, Danger Mouse and Transformers. That must have been about 6 or 7. I always remember going there. I used to love going in there and getting them. Renting them, I mean. Yeah, loads of fun. And it is bulk. Is it bulk? Yeah. Oh, Texas people, they're bulk. I always used to think he was modelled off John Candy, who being one of my favourite actors. Well, is my favourite movie actor. Used to really love that, so that's why I can't even talk. But yeah, used to think he was modelled on John Candy. He just spit of him. Honestly, I think he just spit of him. So yeah, just love that. And then Skeleton Head, I was looking in. It's quite scary for a kid's cartoon. What do you think? Especially if you're a bit younger. There's like a skeleton, eh? Where's he to? Is he gonna pop on there? Can't be far away, can he? He's probably on here somewhere. But yeah, watching this earlier, and I didn't realise that John Pertwee, the one who played Doctor Who, done the voice of Spotty. So I'm talking of Spot, there he is. So yeah, there's just some memories I had, guys, and yeah. Cheers for asking me, Madman. Thank you.
Hey Matt, how's it going? It's Craig from Goodwins Place here. Thanks for having me on. I wouldn't mind sharing a couple of my SuperTed memories if that's okay with you. First of all, this one. This is a perfect piece of memorabilia for me. I've had this since I was about 4 or 5 years old. There was an event on in Cardiff Castle, not too far from both of us, I suppose. I'm about 10 miles up the road from Cardiff, and yeah, I remember going to this as a kid. Parents took me along, obviously. I didn't go on my own. And yeah, I came back with this and a little picture book. I think you've got the picture books as well, but I've got these both signed at the time. So on the back of this one, I'll get you a photo just so you can see it a little bit clearer, but it says, "To Craig, best wishes from Mike Young." So Mike Young, the author of SuperTed, has signed this for me, and I believe he signed my book as well, and maybe somebody else signed the book as well. Yes, they're special items for me. I have vague memories of going to that event. It must have been, as I said, early 80s, so probably one of my first memories of being there. SuperTed was always my favourite cartoon as a kid growing up anyway, so yeah, going along and getting these items and keeping them in such good condition is a real cool thing to me to have as I grow older. The other thing I remember about SuperTed, and I think it's one of the fondest memories that most people do, and I still recite it to the day, telling my kids when we're crossing the road, and that's about the green cross code type of approach where Spotty brings his sister down to Earth, and they cross the road or learn how to cross the road in front of Cardiff Castle. So I don't know whether that event and this, I was going to say it's filmed in front of Cardiff Castle. The animation was done in front of Cardiff Castle with all the animal statues on the wall. And as they go to cross the road, Spotty starts to cross behind a bus, and they say, "Not behind the bus, Spotty."
Not behind the bus, Spotty.
And I still say that now to my kids, and they're 17 and 19 years old. So, yeah, it's stuck with me, and it's been one of those things I've said all the way through my life. So, yeah, Super Ted has been there. It's been a cool cartoon. I know they've tried reviving it a couple of times. It would be really cool to see it come back in the future, but you can't beat these memories anyway. Cool. Catch you soon.
Also, in 1989, there was another series called The Further Adventures of Super Ted that was produced by Hanna-Barbera in America. I do have the series actually on DVD, yes. Maybe not that, but the original 3 seasons are right here. Super Ted, a complete series, 1 to 3. Bought this many years ago, actually. I was collecting all my childhood favourites on DVD, well, whatever they're available on, DVD, Blu-ray. Of course, like a lot of the old Disney favourites are available on Plus now, and different streaming services got, you know. So it's cool to have this, though. Quite a nice set as well. As well as the books, the DVD that's obviously out now, but back in the 90s, I didn't have a lot of Super Ted merchandise, but I do remember there's probably stationery, things like that. I know there's a teddy bear plush. I've seen it on eBay. There's also there's a couple of different types, and there's one I saw which is quite expensive. It's like £90 odd. It's a teddy bear. But it's got like, it looks like a normal like brown teddy bear, but you can undo the zipper inside and it's Super Ted in his super suit. And I thought that is pretty cool. And if that was a bit cheaper, I think that's something I might even go for. I was like, yeah, why not? That would look great on the shelf in the collection. Yeah. So there's a couple of Super Ted statues or old like bendy figures as well from the 80s. And also, though, guys, talking about all this merchandise, the DVDs, Super Ted in 2021 is not over yet. Several weeks ago, Mike Young appeared on TV or one of the breakfast morning programs. He's been interviewed about Super Ted, and they're bringing it back. Yeah, it's scheduled to come out in 2023. I think he's working on new episodes. I think they got to change a few things around to like suit modern audiences, especially with the cancel culture stuff these days. But yeah, that's really cool. The kids now in this generation will get to experience Super Ted. Maybe not with quite the same charm that we did, because I think CGI takes a lot out of original like animation drawings and stuff. But yeah, really cool to see. Will they bring back the books as well? I don't know. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and thank you to the YouTubers for sharing their thoughts with me and help me with this video. I will leave a link to all the channels in the description below. And guys, from you watching, please let me know your thoughts and memories of Super Ted in the comments below. I love saying that. Yeah, and that's it for this 90s kid, guys. So thanks for watching, and as ever, let's all say our secret magic words and just boom, see you soon.
Like the street of